the action.
Yes, thank you very much. It's going to be a lot of counting going on as well, up to 96. Long
Can't
way to
count
go.
that high.
Long way to go. Yeah, British education system these days.
It's not great.
That's why we just lost our Prime Minister. But anyway, here we go.
Oh.
Current affairs.
Don't worry,
out the
Boris
way.
will save us.
Boris will save the day. Oh, good Lord. What a state the world is in. Trump's in power. Boris might be coming in. Who knows what's going to happen next.
Ah, Lord above.
Let's
All right.
talk about PUBG. This is more entertaining, that's for sure. Reciprocity back to Impala. No surprises. I think everybody will be relatively happy. It's a long old drop for the Western teams. FaZe Clan may have to make an adjustment. We'll see whether they go into Kumasera or not. Digital Athletics, of course, that is their home. Na'Vi also going down south.
Your accent of Southern is incredible. Yeah, and this is what I like about Na'Vi, and I think I'm going to have to stop talking about them soon because it's becoming repetitive, but they've shown flexibility in drops, and they have succeeded in both. And we haven't seen that many teams be able to do that yet. Obviously, we know that they do it off the back of playing path, but it shows that it's not just the playing path and the circles that give them this, it's their overall ability. So, super, super exciting. And we will have to see Northeast Circle. That is going to put pressure on your Liquid, your FaZe, your Digital Athletics, your Na'Vi. This is a rough one.
Yeah, I managed to just quickly get a word with the Beatser, and he was talking about the last circle, and it's like, when you play this game, and it's like when you're in game leader mates call, you generally know roughly when you see that circle, you're like, okay, it's probably going to be on this road, and they literally put a marker on it, and it literally ended exactly there. So they kind of had a plan. But the problem is, it's all well and good knowing that. It's how the hell you get there in the first place, and that was the biggest problem. And this is something we talked to James about last week, and so talk about this circle. This is like Team Liquid's nightmare circle. They've just finished 16th in the previous matchup. They see the circle coming out, and they're thinking, how do we approach this? Do they take, bearing in mind the plane has been pretty much a southern swing, do they go for this northwestern swing? I think that looks like, we can see it's the cleanest route right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it. I want to see something different than just vying for center all the time. It works well when everything's working, right? It's easy when you're beating everyone individually, but the problem is for them, the teams who are further out, who are actually further away from the circle, have been doing substantially better overall than them. Na'Vi are further away, Digital Athletics are further away, even CrowCrowd, obviously a bit of a different rotation route, they can head further east, have been doing better. FaZe Clan. So I understand Team Liquid's plight, but they have to find options now. There has to be more.
And it's a weird thing because, obviously we're so used to talking about Liquid Mar, Miramar was their strong point. For whatever reason, it hasn't started well for them on it. We'll see whether it can turn around. Wanted having a peek. No helmet, no vest. Actually, no, to tell a lie. Looks like he's got a level 1 helmet on. I think he had there. Again, we're talking about the fact that these teams, they did have a southern approach, so we're starting to see some of the teams arrive in late. FaZe Clan also just getting Monte Nuevo as well. So 3.5 minutes. It's going to be some late rotations for them, but the whole Northwest is completely empty, so expect to see some big runs in from water treatment onwards.
The fun thing is people are always like, oh, well, it's only, was it 13 games out of X amount, 14 games now out of 96. But it's tendencies and it's teams changing things up. You're already seeing so many good teams delivering.
There's almost 100 points between Reciprocity and G2.
Exactly.
That's 100 points.
That's a lot.
I know we have a lot of games, but to make up 100 points, that's 100 kills. A lot of placements. That's a bloody lot of points.
It
to
really
make
is.
up at this stage already. Obviously, yeah, you're going to have a lot of games to make it up, but
the other teams are also improving as well. It's that mentality that means that they won't get past that top 10 spot. They won't push up. It's teams that are left down there that are going, well, we've got games left. And I liked what we were kind of hearing from some of the analysis. It should be week by week. You turn up, you focus on that week in front of you, focus on those games.
Play it like a tournament.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what we need to start seeing, because if you do see it as a long haul, you do lose that vision, but we are seeing a different rotation from Team Liquid.
I don't know.
I'm excited by this. They're heading out further west. They might be going on the swing we considered.
Yeah.
Obviously,
which makes sense.
Threats are there. The Knights not far off. FaZe could catch them on rotation, but it is far safer than their usual kind of straight in towards it.
They couldn't go in via Unity, TSM. Unity themselves obviously looking at a similar problem because they themselves are just ahead of where TL were. And they're going with Team Liquid's old rotation, which is a direct route to the east, go all the way across to the main road and then up. The problem is we can see on the map, Reciprocity obviously there because they started in Impala. CrowCrowd also going to be very close by. So there's a couple of teams that could be within that space. ENCE as well, you know, they're a team that are separated, looting around there. And this is why we're seeing Unity taking such a rough road. You know, Dastish clearly struggling in the Mirado there because they're having to take these off-road, unconventional routes.
I want to see how well this bodes for Liquid in this, because clearly they are frustrated with the results themselves. Here is why they are doing this. So for me, they could get some shots on them, but that's unlike their normal rotations. I want to see how well versed they are in it, and what happens once they maybe do start getting late circle. If this does pay dividends, then can we see this more often? That for me is exciting. That to me could be a very good prospect. The Knights seeing a team go past, they might think it's potentially FaZe or someone else from the West, but they have good information given over as well. Center of the circle, G2, not surprising. Reciprocity not far off either. Vitality and Reciprocity very close by. And she just over the road or dip from each other. And Winstrike will be laughing in this.
Yeah, they were up north, and obviously they made the adjustments. El Pozo, their standard loot drop, but they do take this change and go up towards Campo Militar, Bronca, etc. So here comes Team Liquid continuing in, and I think for looking at James' position, water treatment may well be the angle they decide to come down at, unless they're going to go all the way up to Tora Armada, which may be the case, actually, looking at his current trajectory.
It's not even a bad shout. I quite like it. The north is completely empty because Winstrike, Raise Your Edge, all the teams who normally loot up there have compressed further south. So even if they do go all the way north, swinging, however they want to do it, they're in a really good spot for it.
The irony is, right, because Na'Vi went deep south and everybody's making these big, long rotations to swing for space, Na'Vi are coming sort of direct from south to north, and it's opened up. There's nobody there.
It's always the way.
Minas Generales, which is actually a relatively central point, is completely empty. Vitality have just edged in and gone pretty much as central as they can without taking shots on G2, who've got themselves a really wide spread, by the way, in that center point.
Rory, gonna hear the pull up. Fast Rail's right there. I don't think Fast Rail has any idea. This should be a freebie for Rory. Tag comes out. This should be the execution. Job done. Rory's gonna pocket that one. Big, clean pickup. Fast Rail's had a bit of a nightmare today. Left his mouse pad in the taxi on the way here. So he's had a bit of a journey.
That's going to affect you in it, that is.
I hope he's got it back. He was on the phone to the cab driver. I don't know if he has or not, but that's going to be tilting.
I mean, that like your own mouse pad, that can be a big old change. Unity clashing in. Kemba's down. I can see Senpai, Tab, and Set up on the hillside still, but man low down is already picked off. Downstairs took a decent amount of shots as well, so both this all happening. It is relatively central, and I believe one of them's had a crate, but I'm seeing Rafi approaching this one from Reciprocity, just having a little peek at the back. Keep an eye on whether there's any shots going to the back of Set here.
Let's see. I don't know how clean Rafi's shot is. There's a couple coming back from Tizerin, but I'm not sure what sort of angle Rafi might have on this. I don't know if he's kind of being occluded by the way the rolling hills currently work, but if it does kick off, that's probably where it's coming from.
NIP passing by, looking for a home, trying to get as close as they can to center point. TSM with a 2-2. Pretty big one. NIP got a 2-2 as well. Most people trying to get greedy and cover as much ground as they can. G2 have the most part. Obviously, they've covered the majority of like the north, south, west side of El Azahar, so trying to cover as much as they can. Winstrike actually creeping on an El Azahar, so making sure they don't get it. There we go. Rafi has a relatively decent angle. Dastish has actually took Tab down as well, so that could be CrowCrowd losing 2. We'll see whether he manages to get a peek on Set, whether he goes across the circle about to come in. You can see FaZe Clan's rotation. They're just coming in on the west side. Look at Team Liquid. They're still way up in the northern edge. The circle does center up El Azahar, and look at G2's spread. It's looking great so far.
And it looks great for Liquid in the fact of, if they had come up from the south, they'd be in the same similar spot as your Na'Vi, your Digital Athletics. It's going to be very, very rough for them. And for now, Orange did find Senpai, so bleeding out there. Revive pickup going to come in, but Unity are very close by.
Yeah, look at
Tab.
that. They're going to be piling up the hillside. Set manages to turn around on them, but he's going to have to try and run for it. Blaston's the one taking the shots. Tap, tap, tap in the back for Set. He's in trouble. Dastish is about to come over the brow of the hill, and now Rafi's going on eye. That's on Unity. He's taking shots on Rafi. Will down Dastish. Orange actually did get tapped down, but not before he downed Tizerin. So at the moment, Unity got 2 down. They're going to have to deal with Reciprocity taking shots.
Just about getting that, but Unity are in no brilliant state here. Reciprocity really holding ground. There was a bit of a third party from Vitality coming in, but they've seemingly found a bit of a position to deny that. Dastish confirmed by Rafi. Big play for him. Get himself feeling good in the game, get those frags going. A lot of northern teams coming in now. FaZe swinging very far north. NIP swinging north. It looks like the Knights are getting out. Mertz on the other side. Mertz comes to the ready and wanted. Gets absolutely done, but there's the trade. Reels stands by, gets his teammate back up. Iroh continues driving. There's no saving this. There's no recovering it.
TSM taking some very long-range shots up in the hillside. Ambitious indeed at the best. Team Liquid, we saw them taking that long north approach. NIP and FaZe Clan crashing in the north hills as well. They're coming one to another. They're actually split at the moment in a 2-2. So NIP got to be careful. You can see Wanted got the smoke down. They're going to get that back up. Blast on, trying to make the push on towards Reciprocity, but that's not going to happen. They're long in the hills. It's Fuzzface that's actually pinned by NIP. We're seeing that on the map feed at the moment. You guys at home can also look at the map feed. It is pretty much the same as you're looking at. Underscore map, I believe, is all you need to put on the end of it. There's Vitality just above ENCE, Reciprocity in the distance. They're going to collect together. So all these 2-2 splits now starting to group.
Yeah, it looks like Winstrike and Team Liquid are very close by as well. It is only 2 for Winstrike. They've got the 2-2 split, so Timmy and Jorski are actually far away from the other two. Tixu and Nuki are on their own, so if Liquid did pull up on this and keep committing, they could be right on top of each other. I don't know what sort of terrain they're able to be in to be able to split it this close by. But Fuzzface again continuing very close, and this is it. It's Ibby and Jeems. They're going to hit that car. It's time to go. They're going to try and get the angle. Ibby's going to get on that hill. Does he get a shot? He gets the tag. There is. Jorski's trying to save the day. Ibby committed so much to this. They desperately want it. Tixu's struggling to get that car away, and Winstrike get pushed out from this, but there is fire from Jorski. They're trying to keep them at least on their toes to allow Tixu and Nuki to escape. Yeah, it was quite a widespread 2-2, but they did have that cover, which kind of worked out for Jorski there. Put the damage down on Team Liquid. Samty still bringing up the rear. NIP and FaZe did disengage one way in the north. FaZe have gone way further north now.
Yeah, FaZe, they've collected FaZe back up. They've continued north, so they're kind of Tierra Bronca now. You can see they're way, way up on the northern edge. This might work for them. Team Liquid kind of done the same and managed to find the space. M19 just got themselves a crate on the east side. Digital Athletics on the far west side. And G2 still got this really wide 2-2 spread across El Azahar as the circle closes in for Phase 3.
Let's see where this goes. Going to be very defining. That big road running through the middle. It's gone east. Southeast we go. A lot of the teams still in place. G2 still have great foothold. Reciprocity, Vitality, ENCE, M19, Winstrike. All the others are going to have to find room. Team Liquid hold the northern side as well, but look at FaZe Clan. They're going to continue. They could find some nice room actually in the northeast. That's really good for them. This could bring them in a good position, but that southern side, that western side is scary as hell. And actually, Chris just caught off Nuki, and I don't know where he found that angle from.
That's a long range, just from the hills into El Azahar. I don't know how he managed to
That's a big old shot.
That shot. They're trying to finish it off as well. Tixu's going to get involved, so he's obviously crawled around the corner. Let's have a look at it. It's going to be, oh yeah, look at that. Jesus. Well, NIP, meanwhile, they've actually just crashed straight into the center of El Azahar. TSM have also come into the west side of El Azahar, so teams start to crash into the city now. G2 are trying to group up. CrowCrowd actually set the last man standing for them. Suddenly got 2 members of G2 on his back as G2 move on down. So he's on the second floor of that building. So Udia, we'll see whether he manages to find him. I reckon Set might come out on top and catch him off guard. And just as I say that, he does indeed, flushes him out. G2 lose a player. Quite tragically, really, because they were looking such a strong position.
Yeah, I thought that was all theirs then, but you just don't expect that single player sometimes, especially in the middle of these sort of positions. And again, Set's just going to be a nuisance. He only has himself to worry about, which is lovely. He can now set up, if they try and push back into that building, he'll get potential sight on it. He can be a real pain here, and that's going to really slow down G2's progression. They might have to back from the compound.
So FaZe continue their northern path. They've managed to find themselves the circle edge over on the east side now. So they've took a full swing, but Digital Athletics look to be doing the same. They're actually out in the blue. The Knights, they're trying to do similar. They're trying to swing around. You can see Liquid ahead of them. They're being gate camped by Razor Edge. So took a couple of shots on them. So the Knights forced to continue around. They're going to be sitting on the edge of the hill. Here's El Azahar as it lays out. You can see NIP gone for that wide spread with G2. FaZe Clan coming in the back. Timmy has got some neighbors. I don't think he's wanting.
No, I think he might have to make a move. He might have to get the hell out of Dodge, and it looks like that might be the play for him at the moment. FaZe are going to just control this compound. They initially went slightly further north towards Team Liquid, and they got kind of warded away. And now we're going to see the Knights attempting something similar. Again, Liquid going to keep them on their toes, but Wanted is not going to back away from a fight. Delivering already a good shot towards Samty, that's going to open up a potential avenue if they wanted to move forward. But Raise Your Edge could potentially see this too.
Team Liquid is so widespread on this northern edge. You can see Gemty and Ibby together here, but Jeems is all the way over just scouting compounds. Samty we just saw taking shots. He's got no one with him at the moment, so while they're all covering the hills, they're watching for the Knights trying to come into this spot. You can see the spread across the hillside as Nart comes flying in. They're going to reach that compound, but Team Liquid are going to surround them, and that's actually buying an opportunity. Look at Digital Athletics bombing it down the road and coming in. They're going to come for the compound, I feel, right next to FaZe Clan.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They pulled up first. Okay, they're hearing the shots.
Yeah, let's see how Team Liquid deal with this. The Knights are very compressed. They're very much condensed together in this area. Ibby's just running it. Ibby, what on earth are you up to? He gets tagged, he gets spotted. Ibby, what's the plan, my man? You got Gemty covering you, sure, but you're putting a lot of faith on others at the moment to keep you safe. You're putting all your faith in Gemty, in Samty, and all of these players try and have Overwatch and completely operate under the assumption that no one else can, however, pressure them.
So Winstrike will move to the edge of El Zahar. TSM come in. Na'Vi come into the west side. There they are into the edge of Al Zahar. I think Raise Your Edge are chumming just above them. Watch a doozy at the moment. He's going to get shot in the back if he's not careful. Chris just having a little peek. M19, they're crashing in as well. The Team Liquid are going to keep on this at the moment because El Zahar's a little toasty as well. M19 crashed in. They've come straight on towards Winstrike on Timmy. Everybody that was outside of El Zahar is now starting to crash the city as we watch Knights. They are still getting focused. Timmy's been found, so M19 flush him out. That's an M249, so level 3 gear for Dimash.
That's scary. That is very, very scary. That gun close quarters.
A city finish with an M249, that could be prime.
It's about the only time I'll ever back that gun. That does get very, very terrifying. The North still has room for a bit of range. Obviously, it keeps you outside of it, but Reciprocity, Vitality potentially about to clash in the southern side. This would be a lovely bit of vengeance. Who'd imagine it? You have ENCE down there still. You have the one CrowCrowd player still holding ground. Unity on the way in, but everyone's seeing this. This is going to be an absolute cluster here. Raffi going to draw blood against Nasus, big scalp to claim, and they might go on this. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that sort of not coming in. I'd be really considering it, but Unity get involved. There's so many eyes around here. As soon as you open up, you're in danger.
M19 sweeping through. Shiv gets spotted out. It's M19 that will catch him. Meanwhile, DA, they're coming out around the side. It's actually the Knights that shooting in the back. Reciprocity getting ripped apart now by M19. That M249 paying dividends. And here goes Team Liquid trying to push over the hill. You can see Reels. He's actually fighting Digital Athletics behind him. We're going to swing the camera around and see them. Now you can see FaZe, Team Liquid all looking towards Digital Athletics. They are outside the zone and being game capped by 3 teams.
Yeah, Team Liquid are hungry to get involved, but they might overextend. Again, Ibby very much on his own. Reels is over the ridge. Drayden's over the ridge. Wanted over the ridge. If they peek over this, they could be really causing problems. Ibby's found a bit of cover to stay in, but Iroh and A Beautiful Death have back to the blue, and it's uncomfortable. You got FaZe Clan in the south. You got apparently ENCE finding the entirety of Vitality too.
Yeah, they're gone. Vitality out of there. They were on the hillside. Reciprocity started it. ENCE finished it, and they will be the first team down. 16th place. That was on the hillside south of El Zahar, as all the teams try and crash in there. ENCE decided to stick on the hills. It could cost them, because if the circle continues into El Zahar, they're going to have problems getting in there. Team Liquid still putting pressure onto...
Oh,
look at that
Samty.
shot. That is a perfect angle. They have such a wide spread. There's the nades from Jeems, and the Knights, bless them, they're getting picked apart along with DA.
Caught in a very bad situation, but that angle being provided was so perfect. FaZe look like they want to get involved in this, and Unity aren't far off from getting in towards the heels of them as well. 8C could be in trouble. Yep. There's the finishing of the final knock too. Drayden's still alive, could be a nuisance, could be a threat, but Samty and Jeems being meticulous.
FaZe and Unity might be clashing down on the east side. The circle shrinks. It's actually pulled. Raise Your Edge on that hillside right now. Raise Your Edge are in prime position.
Done.
There goes Drayden. The Liquid will find him. Raffi and Scoom getting demashed down. That's the M249 boy dealt with and flushed out. So M19 down 1. By the way, this is G2's home ground. They've lost 2 players. Picked off twice. Brexico and Kane trying to do what he can, but look in the distance. Winstrike trying to make a move. NIP taking shots on him. Nookie just about blasting it with someone on his back. And now Unity find FaZe.
Yeah, Moxie's very close to the action, and the engagement is working well for Unity. Nades coming out. Moxie and 80 trying to keep back Orange Snow, but look at Tizerin. He's the one who's going to be the dagger in the back. He could pull this apart. He's whiffed the spray. He could have had them completely unawares. Fuzzface is down. Uber is trying to stay alive. He's on nothing. Switching out to the SKS. Spams it away. and it will take down Uber, but the rest of FaZe trying to get back into it. That could be an avenue. Look at this. Blaston's gone down. Orange Snow's gone down. It's just Tizerin now.
Tizerin, they know where he is because he's just down Uber. ENCE is not really looking
Blue's
for
coming
it.
in.
They're focusing on getting the recovery.
That
This
nade
nade could be huge. It's going to certainly find. No, it's too short. He's done some dodgy underhand weirdness that didn't work out. Has he got any more? He can just run in a flush shot. Tries to come around, gets ENCE down. No, couldn't quite do it, but I think the blue might pay the price, and I think FaZe will lose too. They will. Uber and Mexi are in, but everybody else is down. They're on the far side of it. It's going to keep pushing them.
The entirety of the rest of the lobby is just in the city. You've got Raise Your Edge and Liquid on the outskirts. Everyone else is in. G2 gonna find some M19. M19 have been struggling. They lost down their bigger player earlier. Ibby did catch off a Beautiful Death who was lurking and lingering in the northeast. Good mentality from Liquid to keep tabs on that, but FaZe Clan trying to just rush it in. It's too little, it's too late. Everyone turned around. It's Winstrike to claim those kills.
So Winstrike pick up the points. They've lost one still, and Team Liquid at the moment is looking good for them on the hillside. We'll see whether the circle keeps pulling away from Al-Zahar, because it's going to get pretty messy down there at the moment. Reciprocity kept 2 alive inside. G2 with 2 alive. Winstrike with 3 in there. NIP still holding their compound. They got 4 spread across this central compound as they try and cover it off. TSM with 4 alive, dead center at the moment. Raise Your Edge also with just the 3 alive in the hillside. They did take down one of the ENCE boys, so they're down to 2 now on the hillside as well. And Set, by the way, from CrowCrowd, the man that started it all off, taking Udyr down, is still standing. Team Liquid are trying to blast it. This is not looking good. This is so risky. They're going straight into TSM.
Jempty, what on earth is he doing? He pulls up, but he doesn't go down. Oh, they traded it. If he stayed alive, he got off Gustav. Michael, though, just digs his heels in, and they're gone. They cannot get past him. Gustav and Wookie combining to deal with the last remaining threats. They try to pull up on it. They try to just send it in because that circle went to the west. Raise Your Edge have every bit of angle on all of this.
It hadn't even moved at that time. The circle hadn't shrunk. I don't agree with that play. I'm going to really pick the brains on that one because they sent it really without scouting it, I feel there. I don't know because, I mean, they knew that Al-Zahar was occupied, right? Then everybody was in there. And they knew the Raise Your Edge. And I think, obviously from 60's point of view, Menox, I'm pretty sure they had a clear angle on all of the hill that Team Liquid had. But wow, after doing so well, they got a lot of kill points, but they go down in 11th place. And now it's the battle in the city. We've got G2, ENCE, M19, CrowCrowd, Winstrike all need to push in Al-Zahar into the zone.
Good luck, observers. This is your nuke, your vertigo.
Shine.
This is the roughest.
Look at Winstrike. Look at their move. They've gone out to the north, just where Team Liquid were. So they've sent it on a bike 2 to the north. They're outside the zone at the moment, and we're seeing Menox taking shots on them. So that shows the angle that the Team Liquid, they were in trouble. Raise Your Edge had a clean shot on them.
Yeah, I'm worried, but Winstrike can come back in. They can just try and get to the foot of the hill, maybe. They're going to try it. This is almost verbatim, but they've gone further north. They're going to try and take the fight with maybe Raise Your Edge, but that road isn't safe either. They need to smoke this out. They need to keep their back safe. M19 trying to heal through this blue, but it is chunking. And Constantine, I think, is your last man alive. So once he falls, it's game over.
The 60 flank could be huge here. I'm not too sure if they're going to be expecting someone from Raise Your Edge to be out this far. He is on the far, far side of the circle. Nuki is kind of looking that way, so they may have had a shot on towards him, maybe when they were up on the other hill. Meanwhile, look at this inside Al-Zahar. People chunking through the blue, trying to push through. It's not going to be pretty. NIP trying to keep them at bay. Gaxi has been down, though, as Scoom and Rafi continue to push on through. MBS is going to get him back on his feet. There goes M19 down to G2, but they're still pushing with the blue on the backs.
Okay, Braxco, Kane going to try and work their way in. NIP going to condense towards basically this tiny little compound they're in. Reciprocity still have players standing in good spots too. ENCE worming their way forward, trying to be subtle about it. Kane has been lost though. He's gone down to the blue itself. It's hurting a lot at this point though. TSM holds such good ground here. They have spread out, putting Gustav in a good position. That nade is excellent from Miraku. Tixu goes down. I'm pretty sure that blue's going to finish off what was started G2, by NIP. Yeah. And having this barrel at this point is excellent too. Look at this. The barrel will do wonders. This close quarters, I don't like the barrel at any sort of range, but this thing will absolutely slap And you can see NIP littered with them. So if as long as MBS makes it out of the blue, he'll be fine. He should be able to outdo all the other traditional guns at that sort of close quarters. That sort of fire rate this thing kicks off is incredible.
They need to push into Reciprocity's building here, NIP. They can't go across the street because TSM are there. You can see Rafi taking shots with Wookie, trying to see if they can trade headshots. Winstrike have been given the opportunity to sneak on the hill on the north side. Raise your edge, you've got to be aware and watch their backs, because look at this Winstrike. You can see them in the pip in the bottom right-hand corner. They have a clean run up the hill. They take the shots on 60. That might be the death of them.
It really could be. I can't get over Na'Vi's positioning either. They're in such a good position. This could be a back-to-back. I'm putting it between them and TSM. As long as they don't completely whiff everything, it could be either of those two. Raise your edge is still in a good spot, but that circle is making it uncomfortable. They're trying to find a way forward. TSM are making a play for it. And they're going to try and maybe get more central on this circle down the line. But look at NIP. Look at Reciprocity. They're on top of each other. They're all building apart. Scoom hears everything. Rafi knows what's going on.
Winstrike pushing down towards TSM. Gustav, he keeps on peeking towards that road. He's well aware of the two players that are over there, obviously with the bike going across. Squeaky gets a couple of shots in the back of Gaxi as they try and move in. ENCE inside the circle. NIP making the move. They're going in on towards Reciprocity. They have to push the building. Let's get a look at NIP as they try and move door to door as they come around the side. Scoom and Rafi. This Rafi finds one from the top. Scoom flushes out Vard. Let it try and creep on the building. Meanwhile, Winstrike, they're getting picked off on the road. Chorski goes down. He's caught out by Menox and Sigsy. Nuki's going to bleed out. That's Winstrike gone down in 8th.
Yeah, Gaxi is still alive. NIP still have options. Reciprocity hold the more central position for now, but you can see Rafi trying to readjust. They denied that wall jump coming over. NIP have to look for other options, but the problem for them is if they go out on this side of the building, you have TSM, who has a lot of angles, a lot of buildings to play with. NIP are cornered.
Gaxi trying to land one of those nades on either Wookie or Rory. You can see him tossing them out at the moment. He's aiming for the windows, seeing whether he gets them in. Meanwhile, while this is all happening, raise your heads, they have basically a turkey shoot below them. As long as they don't peek too much, they can just get some freeze damage down on the teams below.
It's go time. NIP are trying to run it. They're going to do what they can. Barrel in hand, they're pushing towards TSM. TSM wait. They know what's happening, but they don't know exactly where it's happening from. The smokes are occluding it. You can see they've made it across the road. Gustav is there. He peeks one. It's NBS to find him. That's the barrel going off. That's the sort of firepower. The nade's going to come through. They're going to try and keep him at bay. They're going to try and keep him tempered, but Scoom's got another spot. That's towards ENCE this time.
ENCE tries to creep around the side, tries to take advantage of the move that NIP make. Gustav finished off by MBS. I saw the nade coming out from Rory, trying to go from those little underhands. It could be absolutely crucial. Gaxi trying to do the same. I think he's still trying to get Rory out here. Rory just bailed out the back window. Meanwhile, back over to Squeaky. He's trying to keep on pushing. The blue is going to force them to move in a second. And Michael, he has a great angle on NIP, but they are in the zone.
But he is open to raise your edge. If they look down that dip, they'll see him very openly. This nade is good. That's going to force him back. Maybe get a heal off. Maybe look for other options. Scoom try to make a play. Squeaky was waiting and still hold that side. They'll have to move forward, but Na'Vi have everything going their way. Raise your edge have to come off the hill. Rafi trying to get forward. It's Squeaky and he says no. Big denial as ENCE try and stay alive. You do have shots coming in from TSM, but ENCE can readjust. TSM themselves in a good spot. NIP took the right timing on the fight. And look at Minos. He's just gunning it. This is... Oh my God.
He couldn't make it to the hill. 60 down as well. That leaves Chris all alone. Na'Vi benefiting from all this along with TSM. By the way, CrowCrowd set has got inside. Comes around the side. Finally picked off. 6th place for him. Incredible considering his team were picked off by Unity so early on. Na'Vi with 4 alive. The only team with 4 alive now, as you mentioned earlier, could be looking at a back-to-back. They do only have the 2 kills so far, but there's still plenty alive in the lobby.
They are perfectly fine. We know they can operate highly at endgame situations. We don't need to worry about them on that front, Squeaky. Nade comes over, and look at that blue, just
he's got nowhere to go.
Switching people further forward. MBS is in trouble. Squeaky, I don't think he is anywhere other than this wall, currently providing safety.
Here we go, phase 9 though.
This is insane. This is actually insanity. Who's the most central?
This is the center point. This is the center. This shack in the foreground of your screen, that is the center point. This little shack with concrete sat there. So everybody needs to make the way towards it. Chris has got to creep his way. He's on the edge. ENCE, they're in trouble. They've got the move. Probably the earliest. They're going to go down first. Looks like a 5th place probably for them. Na'Vi, though, have great angles on this, along with TSM and NAP. There's Shaq and Miraku. Miraku is just sort of inside at the moment.
Look at Wookie's spot. Wookie is going to be right around the back. He's the assassin waiting behind. The nades have found Squeaky. This is Na'Vi focusing towards ENCE. Here we go. Rory goes down. That's the trade coming back out. TSM still holding this one down. Chris desperately trying to keep firing to this one, but the blue will force him forward. Wookie still
he's so
racking
good.
up bodies. Big play from Wookie, and he's getting himself stuck. He's got to keep moving, but Gaxie's holding him back.
Michael's on the center point. Is behind that truck at the moment, the dumpster. That's where he managed to take, but he's got to worry about Chris. Sees Chris coming down the hill. Aduzi gets him. Michael's still holding the point. Gaxie makes the push, gets Wookie down and flushed out. So 4 for NIP right now, looking to line the nade. Look where Michael is. That's the center point. Navi coming in on 4.
They don't know
There's
it.
a nade that came out from Gaxie. Navi think it's TSM, but it's not. Gaxie can get Rory in the back there, so NIP and TSM down to 1. Navi with 4 alive. Don't forget Mikaz from ENCE also just creeping in the back lines.
That nade just worked. Gaxie's just found Bestoloch. We've got Na'Vi kind of getting all the attention here. Slowly but surely, that blue is going to make him move. Mikaz has to cross. That's a doozy's kill every day of the week. Gaxie working his way forward, trying to snake it in. Mikaz, corner by corner, going through this one. Na'Vi, it's heal time. Get your heals up, get your meds on. Senya's position could potentially find Michael. No, that's going to get Gaxie instead. Mikaz goes down, we're down to 2, but there is one man standing. Michael is just hiding out here.
It's Na'Vi, surely for the win. Michael gets found. Best of luck with a couple of taps, but he's sitting in the smoke. He's sitting center. Has he got anything? Trying to throw the flashes out, maybe just try and catch them out in the blue. The blue.
There it is. This could be it.
The nades coming in. They're not catching him though. They've gone
there
too far.
Is.
There's the second one. Bokamolado finds it, and it is back-to-back victories for the only team holding not only 3 but now 4 wins in the PEL Phase.